Hi you all, and welcome to another video. So several of you have requested a toddler specific survive quarantine with kids video, so here we are. I wanted to start by saying that if you are confined to your home with a small child right now, I feel for you. Toddlers are crazy and they're exhausting, and they often demand more attention and energy than we have to give. Couple that with an inability to go to the park, the library, or even a leisurely trip to the grocery store, and it's understandable that you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. It's my hope that today's activity list will allow you a break from entertaining and a break from watching Frozen 2, at least for a little while. These are all things that your toddler can do themselves with your supervision, but with no need for you to engage, interfere, or direct. So grab a cold beverage, prop up your feet, and let's talk about how to keep your sanity while you're sheltering in place with a toddler. So this first collection of ideas are all sensory related. The first being to set up a simple sensory tray. We've done 2 of these so far this week, and I found that my son would play with each of them for close to an hour. The first one we made was a snow-inspired sensory bin. I mixed a bag of mini marshmallows with some cornstarch, tossed in a few little toys and some spoons for scooping, and both of my kids went to town on this thing. You can see they actually got a little bit carried away eating the weird snow concoction by the end, but it was really not that big of a deal as it's technically edible and cornstarch easily washes off the face and hands with water. As with any of these activities, if it's too cold for your kids to play outside right now, you could easily move them into a bathtub so the mess is contained but your baby is still warm. Our second sensory activity was simple Jell-O. I bought these packs of Jell-O for 99 cents at Target. I mixed them according to directions and set them in the fridge with some little toys inside. My son loved the cold, gooey feel of the Jell-O and the surprises that it held. He moved the tray from his desk to the floor to our balcony, and he experimented with squishing and tossing it for quite some time. My next idea for you is to set up a simple car wash station. Start by setting out a bowl of bubbly water and a bowl of plain water, and then toss in some dinosaurs, dolls, or toy cars. If you have an extra sponge or a brush, you can offer that as well. Demonstrate how to use the tools a couple of times and then let your toddler just take over. This next activity is an old standby for me: shaving cream. I buy the cheapest can of real shaving cream and I just spray it out into a bowl, and that's it. Sometimes I add a little pizzazz with food coloring, but I'm telling you, you don't even have to go that far. Kids love shaving cream. An empty bath or a shower makes the perfect place to play, and all you have to do is keep your kids in eyesight. The shaving cream will do the rest of the work, I promise. If you have older kids, they will most likely want to get in on this action as well. When I was young, my best friend and I used to put shaving cream and dish soap on her linoleum kitchen floor. We would then slide down it like a slip and slide for hours at a time. I think my youngest is still a bit too small for that kind of action, but our empty tub gave him and my daughter the same kind of thrill. They played in here forever. I'm telling you, shaving cream works. Another more simple occupier is Play-Doh. My son just passed the stage of wanting to put everything into his mouth, and so we're officially cleared for the Play-Doh stage. I searched around and I think this old school Play-Doh canister is actually the most affordable kit. For $15, you get 6 jars of Play-Doh, a total of 25 accessories, and a little of your sanity back. Can you say green?
Yellow.
Yellow?
Yellow.
Christopher sat in his high chair playing happily with this, leaving me free to make my daughter her 1000th snack of the day, and things were peaceful and nice for a while, so totally worth it. Toddlers are also getting to the stage where they can be trusted with a few simple art supplies. My mom mailed us these Crayola brand pre-filled paint pens, and they are super easy to use and super fun. They are completely washable, so there's no need to fret if your child goes off the paper, and they're also very simple to hold and use. If you find that your child is really gung-ho about artwork, i.e. they're going all over the place, I recommend setting out a really big sheet of butcher paper or turning over some Christmas wrapping paper to the white side. You can also set your child on top of an old sheet to sort of define the art space and keep the mess contained. Another thing you can do to try to alleviate some of the stress of being home with a toddler is to try to set a rhythm to your days. I don't mean to have a set schedule that you follow to a T, but try to maintain the same pattern of activities each day. For instance, you can flow from breakfast to books to a fun activity like one of the ones in this video, to nap, to playing outside, to the movie time, etc. By following the same pattern each day, you help your child to know what to expect and to know what's expected of them. Small kiddos thrive on predictability, and we all have nothing but time right now, so you can try out a few different rhythms and see what works for your family. Another toy we've been getting some epic use out of is this rainy day water table from Step 2. This was kind of a splurge for me, but it's been incredible to say the least. If you aren't comfortable with water, you could also use sand or Orbeez in this thing, but my kiddos, both of them, love it. They are fascinated by all the moving parts and the different ways that you can make the water flow. It really is a cool one, a great toy for keeping little people busy. You may have also noticed that your toddler can find fascination in many different everyday objects. You can make an eclectic collection of pans, spoons, empty tissue boxes, etc. Assemble them together and let your child have fun experimenting and testing out each of the objects. If you get lucky, this can lead to an afternoon of play and a break for you. Toddlers also enjoy participating in your normal everyday activities. They are mimickers by nature, and as you may have noticed, often they just want to do whatever you're doing. There's a part of Montessori education called practical life, and it can be summed up as basically allowing toddlers to participate in real life activities. Practical life activities allow your child to take charge in their own care. Some of our favorite practical life options are helping in the kitchen, cleaning, and flower arranging. If you need to cook, you can push a chair up to the counter or a handy helper stool and allow your child to practice cutting, something simple like a banana. You can give your children a spray bottle with water and a simple cloth and let them wipe the windows or the walls of your home. The list is really endless, but I think it's helpful to keep in mind that we don't have to work to entertain our children all day long. Sometimes we can just go about our own routine and involve them in some of the tasks, and they are just as happy. There's a great author and podcaster that you may have heard of named Janet Lansbury, and I think some of her parenting advice is really invaluable, especially now. She has an incredible audiobook that teaches about toddler discipline and also some effective ways to encourage independent play in your child. I'll link a free download of it below if you're in need of a little more sage advice. That about wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up or share it with another parent in your life. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Adios, everybody.